The vehicles and the boys reveal character, power dynamics, and moral decay without a single word. Gritty classics, surveillance vans, and gleaming luxury rides all underscore the divide between the ragtag vigilantes and the corporate soups. Speed, stealth, intimidation, and excess show up in every frame of steel and chrome. This breakdown examines the major hero and villain cars in the hit series The Boys, explaining why each vehicle fits the character, how it functions in their chaotic world, and what deeper insights it reveals about the drivers or the corporations that control them. Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher's car stands out as a relic in a world dominated by modern excess and superhuman arrogance. The 1987 Cadillac Brougham, a massive black vintage sedan prominently featured in Season 1, establishes his gritty baseline before he even opens his mouth. With its long hood, boxy aggressive lines, heavy chrome accents, and imposing presence, it screams unyielding stubbornness and old-school rage. This isn't a vehicle designed for flashy high-speed chases or subtle infiltration. It's built for quiet intimidation on back roads and city streets alike, a throwback to an era when American muscle meant raw, unapologetic power. The Cadillac perfectly supports Butcher's role as a relentless pursuer rather than a clever evader. It absorbs brutal punishment in crashes and confrontations, barrels through obstacles without hesitation, and moves with deliberate, menacing force that mirrors his personality. In a show full of supes who fly or run at supersonic speeds, Butcher's choice of this lumbering beast underscores his human tenacity: slow, heavy, and impossible to ignore. Mother's Milk. Mother's Milk, or MM, is the practical, grounded heart of the boys' operations, always handling the logistical side of their rebellion against Vought. His vehicles prioritize raw utility over any kind of flair or personal statement, often taking the form of anonymous surveillance vans or robust full-size SUVs like the recurring 2007 Chevrolet Suburban seen across seasons 1 and 4. With their wide stance, high ground clearance, matte black paint jobs, and cavernous interiors, these rides define a no-nonsense approach focused on functionality. These are true workhorses engineered for extended stakeouts, protecting vulnerable family members, and maintaining quiet observation in hostile environments. The Suburban and various flower-decorated or disguised vans perfectly support MM's crucial role as the team's logistic anchor and reluctant protector. Every one of these vehicles becomes a rolling mobile safe house, a temporary sanctuary where plans are made and wounds are tended, reflecting MM's paternal instincts and his quiet determination to keep everyone alive long enough to fight another day. Frenchie and Kimiko Frenchie and Kimiko rarely lay claim to personal rides, instead relying heavily on the shared operational vehicles that define the boys' underground style. Their signature becomes the 1974 Dodge Tradesman van, introduced extensively starting in Season 2, a boxy, highly customizable beast that's been stripped down and rebuilt countless times for covert missions. With its tall, high roof, wide sliding doors, rust-resistant body, and seemingly endless potential for hidden modifications, it perfectly reflects their shared themes of improvisation, adaptability, and survival on the margins. This isn't a pristine showroom vehicle, it's a rolling workshop that hides deadly weapons, fresh wounds, and deeply buried secrets with equal ease. The Tradesman van supports Frenchie and Kimiko's specialized roles as the team's tech genius and silent enforcer duo. It enables rapid setups for electronic surveillance, high-stakes extractions, or desperate escapes through densely crowded city streets. The dated utilitarian design signals resourcefulness, born from necessity rather than unlimited corporate resources. Frenchie and Kimiko treat movement itself as a strategic opportunity rather than a luxury. More than any other vehicle in the series, this van reflects the profound bond they've forged in chaos. It carries their specialized tools, their lingering trauma, and their quiet, unspoken partnership without ever passing judgment, serving as a mobile home base in a world that offers them none. Homelander. Homelander almost never touches a steering wheel. Why bother when personal flight grants godlike mobility? But Vought International ensures his rare ground transport screams absolute dominance and untouchable status. The 2015 Cadillac Escalade SUV, heavily armored and imposingly massive, establishes total corporate control long before he steps out. Featuring a gigantic aggressive grille, towering ride height, deeply tinted blacked out windows, and an overall silhouette that dwarfs ordinary traffic, it emphasizes narcissistic superiority in every detail. This is a vehicle engineered to loom menacingly over everyone else on the road, never to blend in or show vulnerability. The Escalade perfectly supports Homelander's carefully curated role as Vought's ultimate figurehead rather than an actual hands-on driver. It greedily absorbs public attention, shields his hidden psychological fragility, and projects an aura of unbreakable invincibility to fans and foes alike. The oversized design signals profound isolation behind layers of manufactured power. Homelander doesn't need raw speed or handling to dominate any situation. His mere presence transforms every public arrival into a carefully staged spectacle, constantly reinforcing the twisted message that true control always comes from far above the mundane road, whether literally or figuratively. Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve's on-screen rides reflect the faded elegance of a once idealistic warrior now trapped in cynicism. High-end luxury sedans like the 2015 Audi A8 ferry her through endless Vought obligations, offering sleek, understated opulence combined with hidden structural strength. Clean aerodynamic lines, a deliberately low profile, and precision German engineering all define her particular brand of restrained, battle-hardened power. The car glides with quiet, confident authority rather than aggressive flash or unnecessary drama. The A8 perfectly supports Maeve's complex role as a deeply disillusioned veteran soupy. It enables discreet, low-key movement amid constant public scrutiny, allows quick departures from increasingly toxic scenarios, and provides rare private space for her mounting internal conflict and regret. The refined design communicates tight control, barely masking profound exhaustion. Maeve channels mobility primarily to maintain emotional distance from the corruption around her. Ultimately, the vehicle reflects a fallen hero who has painfully learned that true grace under overwhelming pressure often means quietly driving away from the fight altogether, preserving what little remains of her soul. Stormfront. Stormfront bursts onto the scene with cold, modern, aggressive efficiency that masks her dangerous ideology. Her Vought-assigned 2018 Audi Q5 crossover seamlessly blends high performance with everyday practicality. Compact yet visually commanding, featuring razor-sharp angular styling and confident all-wheel drive grip. The overall design prioritizes lightning-quick acceleration and effortless urban dominance, without descending into overt, cartoonish excess. The Q5 perfectly supports Stormfront's insidious role as a manipulative social media-savvy disruptor. It enables rapid, precise positioning for carefully orchestrated propaganda stunts, smooth escapes from public backlash, and the projection of approachable, relatable menace to mainstream audiences. The vehicle communicates calculated, forward-thinking modernity in every line. Stormfront treats ordinary movement as a weaponized form of normalcy, allowing her to spread hate efficiently while maintaining plausible deniability. This crossover ultimately reflects toxic ideology cleverly hidden in plain sight, fast enough to accelerate division, subtle enough to evade immediate accountability until it's far too late. The 7 Vought Group vehicles. The Seven's shared transportation embodies pure corporate spectacle and manufactured grandeur. Luxury stretched limousines, such as the prominent 2013 Cadillac XTS model seen in Season 3, dominate red carpets, press events, and team PR appearances, featuring dramatically extended bodies, heavily darkened privacy glass, and gleaming chrome excess from end to end. Oversized wide doors, ultra-plush multi-zone interiors, and discreet armored builds transform every simple arrival into a meticulously choreographed performance. These limos perfectly support the dysfunctional team's role as Vaught's artificially manufactured icons of heroism. They comfortably carry multiple massive egos at once, effectively shield brewing scandals from paparazzi lenses, and project an illusion of unbreakable unity that barely exists behind the tinted windows. The extravagant design signals complete detachment from everyday reality. Vought masterfully uses this kind of mobility to tightly control public narrative and brand image. Ultimately, the vehicles reflect hollow, superficial grandeur, long enough for endless photo ops and fan adoration, yet perfectly isolated to conceal the deep fractures, betrayals, and moral rot festering within the so-called heroes. From Billy Butcher's brooding, unforgiving vintage Cadillac Brougham to the Seven's ostentatious, hollow-stretched limousines, every vehicle in The Boys expresses a radically different philosophy of power, survival, rebellion, and deep-seated corruption. These machines aren't mere rides or background props. So that's our full breakdown. Now I want to hear from you. Which car from The Boys do you think perfectly matches its driver? And which one surprised you the most when you learned the meaning behind its design? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into The Boys' lore and character-driven design, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. We have plenty more breakdowns coming soon. See you in the next one.